Raymond, we were unlucky to actually get a win here today. Obviously Chelsea got the penalties, so really it's a draw, but really it should have been a win.
Well, I thought we could have lost it in the end. I mean, Chelsea had that sitter towards the end, Rudiger, and then statistically, if you look at the game, they dominated us for passes, possession, attempts on target, corners, and all that. So, like, we set out for a draw, 3 holding midfielders. We set out for it, and we got it. And on another day, it could have worked in our favour, it could have worked against us, but we would have taken it before the start of the game.
Yeah, and I think coming here, I'm not sure if people had an expectation after last week's Watford game as well. So as you say, I think most fans would have taken a draw today. But I think in particular, obviously, Jadon Sancho, he's had a fantastic week, obviously, in the Champions League as well. And it's nice to actually see what he can do.
Oh, absolutely. You know, he started off badly. A lot of people writing him off as a flop, but you know, as the season develops, hopefully he gets better, and hopefully Ralph Rangnick brings in his own backroom team so they can sort out, you know, the best 11 in the right positions, because we've nearly played 20 games this season already, and I can only count 3 good team performances, which isn't good enough. Like, no wonder we're 8th in the table despite a positive result today, so hopefully that'll improve under Rangnick and his backroom team regards picking the right 11 in their best positions.
Yeah. And obviously there's been quite a lot of changes this week. Do you think Rangnick's already having a bit of an influence on the starting lineup?
Well, not yet. I mean, let's see how he does. Like, he's probably on the same level as Marcelo Bielsa regarding a highly experienced coach, well respected, but the only downside, he never managed a top club. But look, I'm willing to give him till the end of the season, because let's face it, the first 3 months it can't get any worse. You know, laying down and rolling over to teams like that game against Watford last week. The players got Ole sacked, but at the same time, I'm not defending Ole, but his appointment dragged out over 2 years longer than it should have had, because he was only ever meant to be there for the short-term happy clappy feel-good factor, and had he won today, I wouldn't have gotten carried away about the board making a knee-jerk reaction of extending Carrick's interim position, because he's only there for a stopgap for like 2 or 3 games, and then Rangnick and his backroom staff should come in, and hopefully in the summer we get the next appointment right.
Did you know much about Rangnick, or have you this week just been Googling him non-stop?
No, I've been Googling him, and you know, it's good to hear that Jurgen Klopp has paid a tribute to him. I never heard of him before. He was linked to the job, so you know, it's important that we get the next appointment right. And I know Pochettino was the front runner for the job, but I mean, like, we're Manchester United, we should say to him, go win the Champions League at PSG with your amazing squad to earn the right to manage us. If not, we go for the likes of Hansi Flick, Luis Enrique, Erik ten Hag, Max Allegri, or Diego Simeone in the summer. And as for Brendan Rodgers being a contender, failed manager at Liverpool, and if Celtic were in the Premier League, they'll be fighting relegation. So sorry, Brendan, you've won a bad league.
And was you happy with Ronaldo not starting today and coming on later on with a fresh pair of legs, or would you always want him in the starting lineup?
Well, it depends on the game, really. Like today, we were expected to be overrun in midfield, and if we're overrun in midfield, Ronaldo can't contribute anything in the attacking third. So it depends on the opposition as well. Like, if we're playing Newcastle next week, then you start him. If we're playing like Crystal Palace the week, start him, because we're going to have all the ball, and we need his individual brilliance in the final third. So a game like this, I can understand why we dropped him and then he got brought on as a sub late on. So that's the situation. At 36, you know, hopefully he's a stopgap for Erling Haaland to eventually come in to really transform our attacking lineup.